What's up, guys? Welcome to the vlog. It's a new day. It's a new vlog. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. I really want to grow the family. I'm gonna start doing like giveaways and like prizes and like random like just like appreciation for my little subscriber team that I do have. If you guys have friends who are on YouTube, please tell them subscribe to the Vlogs by Drea. You could get entered into maybe winning something. The more people that start to subscribe will be when I can actually like fully let you guys know about giveaways and things like that, because I do want to tell you guys I appreciate you guys, the ones who do watch my vlogs every time I upload. I'm sorry I'm not as consistent as I should be. I say it every time and I mean to do this every time, but I am going to be more consistent. I just go through these moods where I don't want to vlog, and it's not because of you guys or anything. It's just like I'm a woman, I work, I do so much, and that's actually why I'm doing today's video. Today's video is going to be on it's kind of like a reaction video to what I watched yesterday. If you guys don't know who D&B Nation is or the Prince family, Damien and Bianca, they basically did 2 vlogs about their son getting kicked out of his preschool. And I watched both, and I wanted to kind of give like my opinion solely just based off this video. I'm not going to speak on any personal things, because as you guys know, I do work in childcare, but because I do work in childcare, I feel like I can respond to this video. So I'm not going to make this intro overly long. I'm going to just get right into this video. I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you work in childcare or you're a teacher, please give this video a thumbs up. If you are a parent who's going to tune into this, listen to what I'm going to say. I'm not here to judge or bash or anything like that. I'm just solely giving my opinion. So I hope you guys enjoy what I have to say. Let's get right into this video. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy what I got to say. Let's go. So yesterday I was watching the Prince family, and the video was our son got kicked out of school permanently. I will link that video in the description so you guys can kind of like see why I'm doing kind of like a reaction video to what they had to say. Basically their son has been like demonstrating bad behavior. He wasn't listening. He was biting, kicking, yelling, running out of the classroom, being completely and utterly uncontrollable. He hit a teacher. There was just so many different things that they said that their little boy was said that the school said their little boy was doing in the video. So I want to address like a couple of things on what they said. I'm not going to address their whole video because some of it was just parental, opinion, but I am going to address on some of the things that they had to say about ratios and that you can't control children and getting down on a child's level. So the first thing I'm going to discuss is getting down on a child's level when you get face-to-face with a child. When you are in childcare or you work in a school, you can't holler or yell or scream or chastise people's children. So they tell you in our classes that we have to take to get into the child's face to basically let them know, like, listen, calm down, it's gonna be okay, have a seat, you need to stop, whatever direction that we're trying to get the child to do. So when she said that DJ Punt hit the teacher in the face, why was she face to face with DJ? The reason why that teacher probably had to get face to face, Bianca, with your son, Damien, is because he probably was doing the most and she can't scream at him. Do you rather her screaming at your son across the room, or do you rather her get in his face and basically say, DJ, you need to calm down, it's gonna be okay, let's have a seat, let's go to the thinking chair, whatever the kid may need to do at this point. Obviously, he was to the point where he couldn't be reconciled or consoled, so he just snapped. In some cases that happens where children do hit us teachers. I've been hit personally. I've seen children hit other teachers. So it is like a nerve thing. Like when a child hits you, it's like a natural reaction to like go back, but you have to remember these are children, these are not your children. You cannot put your hands on people's kids, so you have to imagine the level of self-control us daycare teachers have to have, because I guarantee you, If your son was acting the way they say that he was acting, I promise he probably was. And you're lucky that that's a school that rather contacts you and let you know what's going on with your child, instead of doing like some of these other centers that have no right, but they do discipline these people's kids. I am totally against that. You are not supposed to put your hands on anybody's child. That is the parent's job to discipline their child when it comes to physical type of discipline. But I do feel like if you do entrust us with your children, we should have a right to reprimand and to tell a child, you know, you're not making good choices. You need to think about this and like explain to the child why we feel that they're not making good choices. When you entrust your children in our care for however many hours a day that you do, you are basically telling us that we are in charge of what happens with your child, as long as we stay within the guidelines and we don't be, you know, doing anything that we got no business, because at the end of the day, these are not our kids. We cannot physically put our hands on them. So that's the first thing I wanted to talk about. It probably took a lot of self-control for that teacher not to like spaz out. And I'm not saying that, you know, when kids hit us, we spaz out, but I'm just saying, like, you're in a room, you have to imagine if he's 3, the 3-year-old ratio is 1 to 15. So you can give 15 3-year-olds to one teacher. At least that's what it is in the state of Florida or in my county that I work in. That is a lot of 3-year-olds. And if you guys know, if any of you guys out there have 3-year-olds, or if you have 3-year-old nieces, nephews, friends who have 3-year-olds, you know they're a lot to deal with. They are at that stage where they're potty trained. They basically know how to talk. They're learning everything even more rapidly. They're just at an age where they're almost old enough to really start being able to do for themselves an aspect like, you know, going to the bathroom, feeding themselves and things like that, clothing themselves and things of that manner. So they're learning just like we're teaching. It's hard. So for one student to be acting irate, and then you've got a room full of 14 or however many children else is in the classroom watching this one child, it's like a domino effect, because one kid sees one child flipping out, they're gonna flip out, and it just turns into this major mess. So it is very stressful when you have a problematic child in your class. So that's why Bianca, she probably was in his face, because at this point he was unconsolable. She had to figure out a way, and she went in his face, probably not to chastise him or yell at him or anything like that, but just to basically try to calm him down. And at that point, he wasn't having it. So that was the first thing I want to address. Don't just always assume that when a person gets into your child's face that we're coming for your kid. That's not what we do. I can't speak for that facility. I don't know what they do, but I know what I do and what I don't do. So yeah. The second thing I wanted to address is how parents take the criticism of the daycare teachers telling them about their child. I know no parent wants to hear another person tell them that their child is bad, or that their child is out of control, or that they have social skills, or that they might be autistic, or any case, or whatever somebody may have to tell you regarding your kid. I know a lot of people don't want to sit there and listen to somebody tell them, but listen, you guys, if you are parents, or if you do, or you're experiencing situations like this where the school is basically telling you behavior that your child is betraying, you need to listen and take it in, you guys, because we're with your children for however many hours we're with them, and kids act different when they're with their family than they do when they're at school. Kids act completely different. If we could video tape some of the behaviors that some of these children do, you guys would understand why some of the behaviors are the way that they are. And the fact that we can't discipline at all. All we can do is put the child in timeout or call for the parents to pick them up. That's all we can do. We cannot do anything else, honestly. Like, all we can do is try to calm the situation. If that doesn't work, then we have to call for backup. If that doesn't work, then we have to call for the parents to come pick up the child, or whatever the case may be. We don't have a lot of area to, when it comes to disciplining children at school, know that. Kids know that, okay, I'm at daycare. I know I won't get a whooping if I do this, or if I do that, if I hit this little boy, if I scream at her, if I kick my shoes, or if I act up. I know she can't whoop me, so I'm gonna do whatever because mommy's not here. Kids are very smart. Kids are like sponges. They pick up on behavior. They learn how to do things very early on. So never underestimate or think a child don't know what you're doing, because kids are very smart. Very, very, very smart. That was the second thing I wanted to get on, being able to hear things. I know it's hard, but if we're telling you something about your child, as long as we're not disrespecting the child or coming at you sideways, I feel like a parent should be able to take in whatever somebody has to say, because it's only going to better that child in the long run. Sitting here and pretending like there's nothing wrong with the child, if there's clearly situations and things that are consistently happening, and we have to let you guys know. So please, parents, just understand that we're not trying to come for your parenting or come for your child. We're just basically giving you a play-by-play of how your children's behavior is. And I'm pretty sure that's what that school was doing for DJ, constantly letting them know every day his behavior, because we have to do that. We have to give you guys constant communication so you guys also know what's going on with your child. The last thing I wanted to touch on, I'm trying to think, what else did they say that I really wanted to speak on? Oh, comparing center to center. You cannot compare one daycare to another daycare. If you take your child to a predominantly, how do I say this without sounding like racist, or if you take your child to a school that's structured completely different than another school, of course it's going to be different. Of course it's going to be more of like a cultural shock, or like I'm scared or whatever. Kids have anxiety just like we do. If they go to a new school, they don't know any of these teachers, they don't know any of these kids. Of course they're gonna act different than they did at a center. Maybe they were going to when they were babies. You don't know. So comparing center to center, unless you're comparing solely on like, you know, this school does homework and they do more involvement and it's more positive things, then of course you can compare center to center. But I feel like you should never say, oh, well, this school did this, so I feel like this school is better. No, just because we have a different way of doing things, or this school has a different way of doing things, does not make one or the other better, unless you can see like a drastic change. Then that's when you want to figure out, okay, what's going on? Why is my child acting so completely and utterly insane when I drop my child off to school? Like,